Is up, guys? We are back. Like, we've had loads of parts turned up, and I've been doing a few bits, as you can see down here. Like, intake manifolds painted. We've had a few stuff on the turbo mods to do. As you can see, loads of parts turned up. We've got the pedal box ready to go in. We've got a remote brake bias as well. We got to do a few bits to this. Like, I want to change a few of these inlets and outlets here, just to go straight out. And a few of these, so like that's rated 7, 625, 7.5. Can't remember which one's which, got to look it up, but they are in the wrong way. I think it's 625 is clutch or the 7's clutch, I don't know, but I got to look at that. So we've got a Mac Boost solenoid, so I've got to wire that in. Wastegate's turned up, external wastegate. The Wiring Specialties looms finally turned up. This thing is awesome. The quality of it, you even get a little booklet as well, tells you sort of all the install instructions, important stuff and whatnot, so that's going to be a pain in my ass to install. And then the prop shaft as well, so Bailey Morris, upside down, it's Bailey Morris UK prop shaft. They do loads of different stuff. They do stuff for like marina stuff and everything. So I sent them the RB25 box shaft, and also because obviously the Skylines and the Sylvias are two-piece shafts, so I sent them the front half to the RB25s at the R33 Skyline, then the rear half out of my S13 that fits to my diff, and basically they just remade all the shafts, all the joints, or the front shaft, everything. They remade it and then put this, I think it's a 3.5-inch tube in the middle, so it's a one piece. So yeah, got to install that. But yeah, they're all CNC, brand new CNC machined. So that's it. So we've got loads of those. So I've been getting to work on the turbo as well. So last time you saw it, you saw that the turbo drain, I had it like up here and everything. I just had it loosely mounted. So I've gone through, I've done all the lines. So obviously the turbo drain's down there now, which loops around down to that also tees into where our head drain goes, which comes down the back there. So all these pipes, that turbo's on where it's going. I do obviously need to put turbo heat shield on, put heat shield on all these pipes and everything. But that is, the turbo's on and that's sorted. So around this side also, I've obviously painted the manifold. What I had is I bought some of that wrinkle paint and painted it, but it hasn't gone wrinkle at all. It's just been terrible. So at some point I'm gonna have to take that back out and redo it. I'm not happy with that at all, but I mean, I've never used the wrinkle paint before. That's the paint I used. I don't know if any of you guys have used it, or you know, if you know a better way of painting on, actually getting a really good wrinkle finish, and let me know in the comments. Yeah, I put the wrinkle paint on and it just didn't come up how I wanted it. I don't know if it was too cold at the moment. Like, you know, I'm just building a car in my garage at home. I haven't got a paint booth. I think it needs to be on with a good bit of heat on it. So I think that's where I went wrong. But yeah, I'm gonna have to take that off in the future. But I'm just at the point, well, you know, I'll just put it on and get it running. Right, so you can also see I've done all the fuel lines, fuel filter there. I just used a stock S13 bracket to hold it on. It's a bit big for it, but I just made do with what we got. So I think that is a Cytec high flow fuel filter. I think that's the only thing that I'll struggle with this build, is I'm definitely going to have to change the fuel system at some point. That will probably be my first restriction at some point. And then obviously when I was taking the manifold off, you have to take all the fuel air off. I don't know if anyone's done that before, but you have little black plastic washers behind here, and typical, we dropped one and I have no idea where it's gone. It's in this abyss of an engine bay somewhere, and it's doing my nutting. I cannot find it. I've pulled the car out, I've shaken the car, I've swept it, I've looked under the car. I cannot find it, so I'm gonna have to source another one of those somehow. But it's just it's like losing the 10 mil. Oh my god, it's frustrating. Right, so I've also mounted up the oil cooler. Cooler's in there, lines go through, loop through there, come around the other side of the radiator thingy, and then under there. So I've got a sandwich plate with oil cooler on. You see there, I've got a factory oil pressure, and then the other side of the sandwich plate I've got another hole to fit a oil temperature sensor in there, so I've got to put that in there. Right, so the other thing I've done as well, so I've done all the mods for the brake lines. So I've got rear brakes there, so that goes to an AN4 fit in. I've got the front brakes teed into one, to AN4 as well. I've just plugged up these holes with some plate, put some Tiger Seal on, and everything, bit of paint on it, so I can either put bulkhead fittings on there or drill straight through just with an O-ring or whatever. And then I got the clutch line coming out of there. I bought this clutch line ages ago from Hell Performance. They're really good lines. It's just that's when I thought that I was going to have like the clutch master on the firewall, and obviously with the intake manifold and the engine size, it's not going to fit. So I thought, well, I'll just reuse this line that I've already got, I might as well, and then I'll just get the fit in to go from that again through the firewall there on a bulkhead fitting or whatever through to the pedal box. Ben's here. What a yobbo. Go on then. Go on. Go on. What? Go on. What? You know you want to. What? Go on. What am I doing? You know you want to. What? Delinquent yobbo.
What? GCSE now, so I should be good at it.
Slowly does it. That was actually pretty slow. Mastered the art of jackass.
Oh, watch that.
And people say I'm not funny.
You're not. It was a terrible dad joke.
Is it just me, or it's just making up these lines, cutting the lines and flaring it, but when you cut used brake lines with the fluid in, it smells like waffles. Don't know if it's just me. Let me know in the comments. That shit's waffles. So I've got the Turbo Smart external wastegate in, all bottled up. So it's got these little elbow fittings on the top, which would be like the vacuums or the, you know, to atmosphere or whatnot, to go to boost solenoid and all. So basically, they're these fittings like this. If you haven't seen these before, they are awesome for vacuum lines, anything like that. I will be using them all in the manifold whenever I use them. But yeah, they're basically just a push, quick release fitting, goes to some nylon pipe, vacuum. But they're really good. You get a really good seal, and most of the time, a vacuum pipe will not pop off with these. They're so much safer, especially with boosted cars. If a vacuum line pops off, and then, you know, you just go max boost on the engine and blow your engine just because a vacuum line come off, is stupid. But yeah, these are awesome. All right then, guys, I'm gonna call it a night there. Might do the wiring loom tomorrow. That might be in this video or the next video. You have to stay tuned to figure out when I'm gonna do that. I mean, I'm terrible at wiring. I just cannot do electrics. It is a wiring specialties loom, so it comes with instructions how to do it. I gave them everything that's to do with this car, so you know, everything should just fit and just plug in as and where it is. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. If not, I'm gonna have to ask my brother to help or someone on that one, because I am so bad with wiring. I hate it. So yeah, but today we got the pop shaft in, pop shaft's on. At the moment, we haven't got the right bolts for it. I want to order some new bolts, because the original bolts that come on the car, you know, for a one-piece pop shaft, they're just, I want some new ones. Need some high tensile strength. I think they're M10s. I might even get some flange serrated ones as well, just to make sure they are not coming out. So yeah, so at the moment it's just some M10s in there holding it off. But yeah, so we've got the prop shaft in. I've got all the brake lines made, flared, everything with AM4 fittings on it, ready for the fittings to go through to the pedal box. I got the pedal box mounted. I got the external wastegate mounted, the fuel filters mounted, the intake manifolds back on, the turbo lines are on. So yeah, at this point, it's just wiring loom. Within the next week or so, I'm going to call JDM Garage and get a Link ECU on order. I'm going for a Link Storm. So I'll just show you quickly the pedal box that we've mounted. So there's pedal box in there. There's obviously loads of wiring everywhere, because obviously I'm going to attack the wiring loom tomorrow. So the wiring specialties loom, to my knowledge, does basically the engine, the chassis harness, like the engine bay harness, the engine through to the ECU, but doesn't do all the stuff like this dash, or to go back, like the loom comes down the side here to go back to the rear light. So I still have to use the original loom for that. So obviously that is an absolute mess. But yeah, so that's where the pedal box is at the moment. Because from the original like pedal positions, they're sat a lot wider apart, whereas obviously where it's a pedal box, they're sat really close together. So I tried to make it sort of central, but I'm not happy with it. But you never know until you get seat in. Once you got the seat in, you'll know where to put the pedal box. So I might have to move it a little bit, but that's no problem. So yeah, so that's where it is. Looks pretty sweet. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe, like and comment.
stars above, I know that we're gonna make it.
It'll take all we got, we gon' make it. Show the world that I shine in our greatness. Keep it real, never gon' fake this. Till we make it, till we make it. Taking off, flying high like a spaceship. Take control, take